Hey guys, how's it going? It's Richard Unicorn Caller here, and I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Today is the day. Whenever I decide to upload this, I will be showing you my updated level 160 life gear as of probably in August or whenever I upload this. At least in 2023, as of this current moment at this exact time period. Yeah, this is a pretty big set. This took a very long time. There is a lot of things that went into this build, right? And as the last build, I gotta go through the disclaimers because I know you guys are already typing. I know you guys are already ready to type. So, yes, the quick disclaimers are: this is not a PvP build. This is not a raid build. Okay, I wouldn't even recommend this build for like standard PvE content as well, just because the amount of things that there's a lot of stuff that costs money in a sense, and it costs a lot of time and energy and maybe your mental energy. So yeah, please try not to replicate this build. You can kind of go off of some of it, but most of the items in here is just like it takes a while to get, and if you're a casual Wizard101 player, you might not even be able to even obtain some of these items and stuff like that. But overall, this is just a pretty fun little goofy build. I think it's pretty cool. So yeah, hope you guys enjoy. We're gonna go with the hat first, and I'll tell you the stitch and the stats and stuff like that. Kind of, I guess, where to get some of these items if I can remember off the top of my head. I'll leave a link for all this via the Wizard101 wiki. They usually have it linked and stuff like that of where to get some of these items. But yeah, here we go. Starting off over here to the hat, we have the Eternal Inspired Helm. Now this is 1,000. It is going to give you 1,140 health, or 1,044 health. So a lot of health. You also get 10% pip chance, 104 critical block, and 13 resist. Now, this resist is lower than your standard other gear items. However, with the level 160 stuff, or the novice gear, you can put healing pins in it. So basically, if you ever get a chance, definitely make sure you look out for these gear pieces and also getting these items, because these items are pretty good. And so yeah, the Eternal Inspired Helm, it also has 7% accuracy, which is really good, 114 critical, 26 damage. We're not worried about damage too much considering that this is a healing build. 15 shad rating, which I don't really care much about shadow rating anymore. And then the other stats you can put on whatever you want, but for the shields, you want to put the mending opals, or the mending pins. These are amazing. I highly recommend the outgoing mending pins. You can get this from the one battle. Again, I'll leave it linked in the description. But you can get these healing pins through one of the battles in Novus. I believe it's like Dueler's Pass or something like that, or whatever it is. Yeah, and you can get these quite frequently. It's not like a super rare drop rate, at least from what I know. I actually have a bunch, so you can easily get these for sure. And then for the sword pins as well, you can put whatever you want. I just put a random critical sword pin for death in here. I got a damage one for fire. You can do whatever you want. It doesn't honestly matter for the pins, but if you do have that shield pin, I think it goes all the way up to like 29%, at least for life wizards, at least from what I know. Yeah, that's already a lot of outgoing. So you can basically kind of like cross off a lot of the other hats. That right there is huge. That is a big part of the set. So definitely make sure you check that out. Again, everything will be linked. All the gear pieces will be linked and stuff like that. For the robe, it's the same robe I think I put in the previous build, just the spooky carnival suit, because why not? This is like the only robe I know. Now, I forgot to mention this. as a disclaimer, but this isn't going to be a 200% outgoing build. We're not pushing 200%, and I'll tell you why towards, I guess, the middle of the video. But if you do want to push 200% outgoing, you absolutely can. There's all kinds of robes that you can get. Obviously, this one has 20% outgoing, but again, if you really want to push that, whatchamacallit, 200% outgoing, and you could do the Majora's Armor Impulse. Now, I don't know if this is like the old school Armor Impulse or what. It gives 27 outgoing. I don't know if it still drops that way or whatever, but 27 outgoing is a lot, and I'm sure there's tons of robes out there that also give a lot of outgoing. The Uber Sweetsmith Smock also gives good outgoing, and, you know, decent, you know, resist, you know. All of these robes, you know, most of these outgoing robes are pretty good. You just have to, like, know your stats and know your own gameplay. And for my own gameplay, I've always rocked with the Spooky Carnival suit, and I'll tell you why. This is the level 130 version. This is actually the first paid item on the list. You can buy it from GameStop. I believe it's like $30 or $40 or something like that. This bundle is still available as of right now that I know of. Again, it will be linked in the top pinned comment, but it comes with 1,318 health, 7% pip chance, 7% accuracy, which is also really good. This is universal accuracy, so that's really good. 20% resist, or just 20 resist, however you want to say that, and then 20 outgoing, which is pretty solid outgoing. 116 critical block, 17 shad rating, and then it gives you 2 Kiss of Death cards that you can use in combat. And these spells are pretty good. I actually like using these sometimes. I think I mentioned this again in my previous build, but you take 1,000 damage or 1,000 moon damage off of yourself, then you give 750 health to all of your allies. So this is a type of AoE type of heal. So if you're a Death Wizard especially, you can definitely capitalize off of that. But now that we have school pips and stuff like that, you can definitely cast this a lot, and it's amazing, dude. I absolutely love it. It's actually one of my favorite spells out there. So highly recommend the Spooky Carnival suit. But again, there's tons of free-to-play alternatives. You can even go with the like Dragoon robe or stuff like that. You know, there's tons of outgoing robes out there, you know. So just, you know, figure out which one works best for you and affordable. You know, something that's affordable. Now, going in from the boots, we got the Eternal Inspired Boots. By the way, I forgot to mention, for the hat, you have to farm, again, a specific boss in Novice, or you can craft it if you do get enough of the reagents. Again, I'll leave it in the top pinned comment. But going on from the boots, similar thing with Novice, you're farming a certain boss to get some of these drops and stuff like that. 1,101 max health, 7% pip chance, 177 critical block, and it comes with quite a lot of resist, 15% resist, or however you want to say that. That's pretty good. And then we're also getting 5% life accuracy. So we're getting a lot of accuracy for our life spells, and life spells are typically in like the 95 accuracy range or something like that. Like, we'll never fizz. Like, you know, well, we'll never ever fizz again, right? So it also comes with a 90 critical, 30 damage, which is also pretty cool, and then 12 shadow rating, and then of course for the pins, you do whatever you want, but as long as you put that fat 29% outgoing healing pin in there, then you can do a lot of heals. Like, you can dish out a lot of outgoing, which is amazing. So definitely highly recommend that. And then over here, another paid item, or you can farm for it via the Aztec Gold Skeleton Key Boss right at 3 points. Let me tell you that this, dude, I've opened up like probably 10,000 crowns worth of packs just to get this wand. Let me tell you, and let me show you the pack that I got this from. Dude, this pack is insanity. It's the Spellmental Skyvern pack, right? Let me say this, it took me a lot of pack openings to get this, and I finally got it. The funny thing is, you know, a lot of people look at this. Oh, this wand is trash. You're right, it is trash, but it's my trash, and I love my trash. It took forever, so let me show you the stats. But this is the pack. It's 399 crowns each to open up this pack. So yeah, it can get a little expensive. Hopefully, you get a little more lucky than me, and hopefully, you don't have to spend like too much with that. But going on from this is again, this wand took forever. It was either the funny thing about this build, it was the wand, the amulet, and the pet that took like forever. Those are like the most grueling ones. This wand, it comes with 85 critical block, 85 critical, 20% outgoing, and 1% pip chance to your pip rating. And it comes with a square socket. For the square socket, I put a 5% stun resist opal. And then this wand also comes with some wand hits in case you want to do some wand hits. But let's go over some of the other wands. I know a lot of people are going to say Silver Order of the Spiral is another good alternative. Let me just move my face around here. But this is also just another good wand. You can get it from the Lore Magus boss fight. I believe that is a gold skeleton key boss fight, or a stone, I'm not sure. But you can get this technically for free, or you can open up that one, I think, Immortal Lore pack or whatever it's called. You can open up that pack and get it. I highly recommend just try to farm for this. This is the Silver Order of the Spiral. Comes with the same pip chance, 103 critical block, so more critical block. However, you'll notice that this doesn't have any critical whatsoever, so you're going to be missing a lot of critical. Now, it also comes with more outgoing, but before outgoing, you don't really need, and it comes with some pretty good cards. You know, like I said, this is a pretty good wand. It comes with power play. It does 45% increase to your power pip chance, but like I said, you are missing that critical, and you're also missing that square socket. So since this wand doesn't have a square socket, you won't be able to really like put any jewels on it, right? And then, of course, you have the Sword of Kings. However, this is a life one only, meaning that only life wizards can get this wand, I imagine. I believe it's dropped through one of the Avalon missions or quest dungeons, whatever it is. Practically get it for free. It comes with 25% outgoing, which is a lot of outgoing. I think that's like the highest outgoing wand in the game. Don't quote me on that, keyboard warriors. Don't quote me on that. It comes with 1 pips, you know, same pip, 1 pierce, because why not, and 31 critical. So this one has critical. However, it's a little critical, and you're also missing out on the whole what was it, critical block, right? It comes with a life trap and a life wand hit. You know, it's a good wand, so use whatever you want to your advantage. You also have the Root of Spring, which doesn't really come with critical block or critical, but it can have that chance to do a Maycast Rebirth. And of course, again, just do whatever makes you happy. But for me, this is a solid wand. This wand is kind of like in the middle. It comes with decent outgoing, so I can sacrifice the extra 4 to 5 outgoing, right? It comes with the critical block, critical, you know, whatever it is, 20 outgoing, again, decent outgoing. But the square socket, I think, is what I love most about this wand. So, highly recommend this wand. It's amazing. So, let me going back to the stitches of this. I got this hairpiece, which is the halo from the Nightmare pack, I believe. It's from one of like the little Halloween Nightmare packs. Again, everything will be listed and linked. And then for the robe, this is the Beast Moon series robe. You can craft this via Beast Moon. Beast Moon's a little grindy, so you know, if you're not the biggest fan of it, you know, don't try to, you know, go for the stitch. It's a lovely stitch. I highly recommend everybody to try Beast Moon out just to see what you feel about it. But yeah, it's a beautiful robe piece. And then for the boots, I think I changed it up from last time. I actually changed it up, and these are the Tartarus boots. So I had to farm Tartarus by myself because I couldn't find any team-ups. And luckily I got these boots. These are gorgeous boots, just a little throwback to some of my favorite dungeons back in the day. and they look beautiful. I love the little purple jewels it got, the little claw print. You know, I don't know. I just love the boots, man. I think the boots are dope. I think they're dope. And then for the wand, we have the Lively Hands of Fate, which is another event-based type of thing where you'll go into the decathlon only with your treasure cards. You know, it's a whole process. If you're not the biggest fan of that, or if you just don't feel like grinding, then don't go for the Stitch. But I highly recommend you try Decathlon whenever it's available and just check it out. These are some really cool ones. The Decathlon actually has a bunch. They had like the claw wands, and they have the one staff or whatever spear. You know, they have a bunch of cool stuff. So make sure you check all that out. And that pretty much wraps it up for the hat, the robe, the boots, and the wand. So now we're going to get to the Athames, the amulet, the ring, the pet, the mount, the deck, all of it. So now this is when it gets super, super, super tricky. Let's go to the Athames, right? Oh man, they changed a lot since we did the previous build, right? Because not only did they change, well, they changed a lot of stuff, all right? Let's go all the way to the beginning. Previously, the Dark Woman's Dagger was pretty solid if you were a Life Wizard. This Atham, or at least these stats in general, do not exist anymore. So I am not including this Atham in the build. And of course, like I said, if you want more outgoing, you could definitely go for it, but you have to be fortunate enough to have it before that one patch came out where they changed all the drop rates and the loot tables and stuff like that. You know, it's a whole process and whatever. It's a good Atham. I love it, but I kind of stopped using it just because I wanted to use something that's actually in the game that you guys could use. So we're going to be looking at the Void's Lively Atham, which is something you can get. However, I still don't recommend this Atham just because the process of getting it is hair pulling. If I had any hair to pull, I would. This comes from the raids. Yeah, again, it's already just... I hate it. I really do. I don't like this Atham, but I try to make it work. You know, I just have this love-hate relationship for it. 1,002 health, so you're getting a chunk of health with this Atham. And 232 mana, 19% pip chance. That's a lot. And you're also getting 108 critical block rating, 17 damage, and you're getting a whopping 11% outgoing, which again isn't a lot. You can definitely go for the Wolf's Emerald's Talent, or if you're fortunate enough, the Dark Woman's Dagger, which this specific Atham is for Life Wizards only. If you're not a Life Wizard, I believe you can also go for the Cosmic Chris, which I don't have currently, but you can definitely farm for that. That's a pretty decent Atham as well. But for me, unfortunately, this Atham works for me. Unfortunately, for these sockets, I have a plus 154 health opal. I have these two 8% mending opals, which again, you can actually get from that one boss I was telling you about. I think it's like Dueler's Pass or whatever it's called in Novus. Again, I'll leave that linked in the description, but it's actually the same place where you get the healing pins as well. So, and they drop frequently. You know, it's not like you're gonna farm for like 50 years or anything like that. You know, just keep being consistent with it and eventually you will get it. But those 8% opals are definitely something you should get, especially if you're using an Atham like this nasty Atham. And it's only, the funny thing is, this is the upgraded version. So even when you do get the level 150 version, which is in the Dragonspire raid, which in order to raid, you need to be in a guild, and not just any guild, a really strong guild that communicates and knows how to do raids. Not only do you need to do that, but the drops are all random. You know, you might get like a fire Atham or whatever, you know. It's kind of like something you gotta actually grind for. And that's what kind of makes this build sort of special. Even though I don't like this Atham, it's just like, it's just there, you know? It's just there, man. you know? And then for the triangle socket, and what I like about this set the most is that we're utilizing triangle sockets, but I actually have a rebirth triangle socket in here. This is pretty cool. It's a 730 rebirth. I know it's a little bit small, but it's 730 base healing and 450 absorb shield. It's a little on the weaker side of the original rebirth, but what I like about this most is that it only costs 7 pips to cast. So you might be in some of those scenarios where you might need to cast a rebirth really quickly, but you don't have 8 pips, so you can definitely use this 7 pip rebirth as kind of a clutch up, and it's really cool. So highly recommend doing that because that is just amazing. Absolutely amazing. Oh boy, now for the amulet, dude. Dude. Oh, I dropped my headset. That's how bad this is. That's how bad this amulet is, dude. Okay. This amulet comes from the gauntlet. Unfortunately, it does come from the NightBringer gauntlet. And in order to craft this specific amulet or all the other gear, you have to do the NightBringer gauntlet multiple times. Not just like 10 times or 30 times. Nah, none of that. Nah, son. Nah, son. You gotta do this like 50 plus times. Let me tell you. Let me tell you something, bro. Where is it? Where is the house gauntlets? Where was it? Is it over here? Where is it? It's like NightBringer and Splitter. Yeah, right here. Gotta do it 50 times. Not 30, not 20. No. You gotta do that entire gauntlet 50 times. So what I had to do, and the NightBringer gauntlet is a very difficult gauntlet to do at max tier solo. I don't even think it's probably possible. Somebody's probably going to do it out there, but yeah, it takes a lot. So what I had to do was basically get on my low level account, and that low level account would basically go in the dungeon or the gauntlet, and I would go in with them, and automatically it brings the level tier down, right? And at the time, I didn't care about any of the drops or anything like that, because if you do it at a low level with a high level, then the high level player will basically get participation trophies, and they won't get any of the loot. The only person that gets the loot is your low level, but I didn't even put my low levels in the battle. I just needed the low level to basically like enter the gauntlet so I can just speed run through and get all these runs in, because the badge says you have to defeat the boss like an X amount of time, like 50 times, right? It doesn't matter what level you're at, you just have to do it that way and just, you know, get it over with. So let me show you the amount of participation trophies I have. I think I passed it. It's up here. 441 participation trophies. You helped! So, you know, there it is. And I think I made a video talking about how that was my very last gauntlet that I would purchase, just because I don't like the way that they develop the gauntlets. I love the design of them and stuff like that. I love the boss battles, but the drop rates, it's not really worth it at all. I highly don't recommend the drop rates. Yes, it is worn. I highly don't recommend getting some of those gauntlets just because the drop rates are so low. You're not going to be willing to really farm it, and especially for the NightBringer gauntlet, it's just a lot. But this is a really cool amulet. 672 health. It's kind of the lighter side of health. It comes with a whopping total of 10 resist. So that is a lot of resist already. So it also comes with 180 pip conversion, which I'm not really the biggest fan of pip conversion. I don't really care, but it always comes in handy. It comes with 62 block rating, and then for the square sockets, again, we have 2 stun resists. These are at the 5%, so total that's 10%. And yeah, it also comes with some pretty neat spells if you wanted to cast some of them. It comes with a 20% brace, and it also comes with a take 200 damage and 620 damage immolate. So yeah, pretty cool stuff. You know, of course, you can go for, well, pretty much any other amulet. I'm not really a stickler when it comes to amulets. There's a lot of fun amulets out there, but personally for me, this is a pretty solid one. And again, it's one of those things where it's like, you gotta grind for it, and at the end of the day, are you really gonna use it? You also have to unlock, I believe, the square sockets. I'm not sure if these square sockets were already opened up. You know, you always have to, you know, open it with like a legendary socket wrench or you know, whatever it is, or pay crowns for it. But overall, I like the amulet. You know, for style points, I like it. So going on for the ring, you already know what it is. For the ring, taking it all the way back to Avalon. I believe this comes from Avalon. And this is a pretty easy ring to get. Stone of the other side. I don't care what any of y'all keyboard warriors say. This is like, I think, the highest outgoing ring in the game, I believe. And the reason why is because, well, let's start off with the stats. It comes with a low amount of health, 242 health, 176 max mana, 12% pip chance, 15% critical block rating, and then it comes with a large 33% outgoing. And now, this is where the fun part is, you also get a bunch of opal sockets that you can do. So for the tier socket, I have the mana opal, just because why not? I didn't feel like putting like a health opal in, just because I feel like I don't really need that much health. Of course, if you want to add like plus 155, go for it. I'm sure it wouldn't hurt, but yeah. I just put a mana opal because why not? And then for the circle jewel, we have the 8%. Again, you can farm that in Novus. And then for the square, we have another stun resist square. So yeah, pretty cool stuff. And the reason why this ring is one of the best is because it comes with that circle socket. So you can put an outgoing circle socket on it and basically maximize your outgoing. So yeah, this is a pretty solid ring. I recommend this for all healing builds. So definitely make sure you try to farm it and check it out. Of course, you can go for other stuff. There's other stuff, but if you want to maximize your outgoing, there you go. And now for the pet. Oh my God. Let me tell you that, you know, okay, let me just show you the pet and I'll explain. This pet is so wild. Let me tell you that leveling up Dryad pets is probably the most painful experiences I have experienced in this game. Right? Or let me just reiterate that leveling up pets in general in Wizard101 is not fun. This is when the build starts to come to a really technical side. And it's just, dude, this pet took forever, and I'm so glad I made it, because like, this is the best this is the best I'm ever gonna get. Like, I will never get this lucky in my life. Like, I probably have a better chance at winning the lottery than making this pet. This pet took many hatches, lots of gold, lots of mega snacks, and a lot of money. Because I had to keep buying energy elixirs. Because I ran out of mega snacks. Whew. Okay. Let me show y'all what we're rocking with right now. So, for this pet, we have the Life Dryad again. I've been trying to make a Death Dryad pet because the Death Dryad does come with a sacrifice card, but I think I'm done leveling up pets after this. I'm done. And I know a lot of people are gonna be like, oh, you need the Maycast Pigsy. You need the Maycast Pigsy Opal. Look, I do have a Maycast Pigsy Opal pet. It's on my Storm Wizard because I'm trying to level up my Storm Wizard right now. But it wouldn't even work for this pet just because I didn't equip it ahead of time, and also just because this build took literally forever. Like, I'm still happy with this pet. Another thing, I've been trying to like stay off of Maycast pets just because I feel like Maycast pets are kind of like unreliable. You know, sometimes they have their really good moments and then sometimes they just won't do anything. But if you want Maycast talents, have fun with that. This pet, took forever to make. So here we go. First of all, the Life Dryad comes with Sprite Swarm, a Life Blade, and also Hammer Dryad. I think all the Dryad variants come with Hammer Dryad. Hammer Dryad does a base of 800. It only costs 7 pips, and you can also remove a damage overtime off of all your allies. So this is an amazing AoE heal. I highly recommend it. So for this pet, Pippo Plenty, which gives us a 5% pip chance rating. We also got Spell Proof, which is a 10% resist. Then we got Spell Defy, which is a 5% resist. And then we have Healer, which is going to give us 4%. And then we have Medic, which is going to give us 8%. Now, in a universe somewhere out there, if it's my canon event, I would definitely replace the Healer talent with pretty much anything else, so that way I can put the Maycast Pigsy Opal in it. But in this universe, in this multi-dimensional universe that we're in, we have this pet, and it's all wards. So I like that. It's pretty solid. I personally like it, but personally for me, I would remove the healer for anything else. But otherwise, we need the Pip O'Plenty, and you'll see why at the end of this build. We absolutely need that. But for the jewel, we have Pip Saver, and we have the Expert Empowerer. So this is a pricey jewel. It's one of the Amazon jewel cards. Again, I'm going to move my face so you can see it. It's pretty solid. You don't have to just use this opal. You can do a lot of opals. There's the Legion Shield opal. I have the Mass Feint opal. There's a lot of good opals out there. So the Amazon jewel cards, they have some pretty decent stuff. So going on from over here comes with an empowerment card, or not a card, this is actually a Maycast. What am I saying? It does a Maycast empowerment, and like I said, when it comes to the Maycast, they're always fiddling around with it, so it rarely casts, but, you know, it's just kind of there for style points. And like I said, I would definitely replace the healer talent in a heartbeat, because at least with the Maycast Pigsy talent, it actually casts a little bit more frequently. But overall, dude, until I want to get back into pet training, this is literally the best pet I'm going to get. This is the best pet I'm going to get. And if I really do want to use that one pet that I have, the Maycast Pigsy pet, I can definitely use that. But otherwise, that's the best it's going to get. I don't care. I don't care what y'all say. It's the best it's going to get. I'm done pet training. Okay? No more. I'm going to go feral. And for the mount, we have the, where is it? The Mammoth mini mount. We can't equip it. We're inside. But this gives a 2% outgoing substat. Highly recommend this. You can actually farm this up at Jeweled Slopes in Polaris, or you can buy it in the Crown Shop. So you can do either way. It's a really solid mount. Even though 2% outgoing might not mean a lot, it still does help out. All the outgoing helps out, especially if you're trying to push that 200. And then for the deck, this is a weird deck, dude. I don't even know what to say for this deck, bro. This is the Void's Lively Cards deck. Again, it's another one of those raid ones. And it's the 11161. So even if you do get it, you would have to upgrade it. Unless you don't want to upgrade it. But yeah, this was, I get a lot of these decks whenever I'm raiding. So it's not really too hard to get. But yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot of work, man. This build is a lot of work. It's a lot of work. Max spells you can have 64. Max copies is 4. The max life copies that you get is 6, which is pretty decent. The sideboard is at 36. You get 212 max health, 61 block rating, 123 critical, no, not critical, 123 pip conversion. Again, we're getting all that juicy pip flow. One like regular white pip at the start of the battle, and it comes with plus 64 Arc Mastery rating, which is going to help you get some of those school pips. And then over here, for the triangle socket, again, we're kind of utilizing some spell cards and stuff like that. I have the Renew card in here, which is a plus 25% outgoing for the next 4 rounds. And then for the deck card, this is included in the deck. It comes with a little leprechaun. Not just any leprechaun, though. This is the one that's going to clear a trap off of you. and it's going to do a 320 base overtime heal for the next 5 rounds. So this is actually a pretty cool leprechaun, actually. This is pretty good. And, you know, depending on your situations, maybe you have a feint on you, you can cast this on a random enemy and mob, get that off of you, and it's going to heal you for a lot, especially if you have some good outgoing. So definitely make sure to keep that in mind, because that one's pretty cool. You can actually kind of combo it with Renew. Like, you cast Renew, then you do this Leprechaun, get that feint off of you. You know, it's pretty cool, you know. You don't have to always use it, but I like it. You know, there's a lot of decks out there. You can use whatever you want for a deck, but yeah, this is a pretty cool deck for me. So now, drum roll for the overall stats. I know it's a long video, but we're going on for the full-on overall stats. And like I said, we're not pushing 200%. If you want to push 200%, there's probably other guides out there. You just have to get robes and stuff like that. Yeah, you can definitely push 200%. But going on from the character, these are the overall stats. Damage, 73 damage. We don't care about damage. Actually, let's go to the health first. So, in total, we have 11,025 health, which is a lot. 11,000 health is a lot. We also have 618 mana, because why? Why not? Yeah, why not? We also have 17 crowns as style points, so make sure you get your crowns up. And for the resist, we have 74 universal resist. You know, I feel like resist doesn't really matter anymore, because a lot of the enemies and mobs, you know, they have a lot of pierce. But, of course, you can definitely push way beyond 74%. You can go like to 80%, 90%, whatever you want. Especially if you get the mighty pet talent and all that fun stuff. I think 74 is pretty decent for me. Like, I'm not in like a situation where I'm about to die or anything like that. You know, it's just, you know, basic situation. You know, it's just decent. You know, if you get like a resist of like 70%, that's pretty cool. You know, that's pretty good. But accuracy is 19%. That means that we won't really fizzle any of our spells. That's pretty solid. 19% is pretty solid. We also got 12% balance rating as well for balance accuracy. You know, again, it's just there to, you know, show off and all that stuff. So, pretty cool stuff. Now, going on from over here, this is when we get to the fun stuff. Critical rating is at 289. You can definitely increase it with some other gear types and all that fun stuff. But enjoy that. Pretty decent critical rating. We usually get criticals a lot. Block rating is at 728. And that's a lot of critical block. I don't know if that's good or bad or what. Armor piercing, we have like no armor piercing, because it doesn't matter. This is a more healing build type of thing. The stun resistance is at 20% because of all those opals, those square opals that we put on. I wish I could have replaced that one healer talent with like stun resist or something like that, because I feel like I always get stunned, and you'll be surprised how much this can actually chance. Like 20% seems low, but sometimes you'll have those clutch moments where you'll actually resist the stun, and you can do a lot with that. For the outgoing and incoming, we have 0% incoming, but we have 180 outgoing. Now, like I said, you can definitely push far beyond that and still retain a lot of your previous stats, right? Again, this is just my own build. That's why it's not a PvP build or anything like that. You also have to take into consideration there's a lot of PvP parameters as well. You can get into the whole logistics of that yourself. But 180 outgoing for me, it's pretty chill, especially if we are doing something like a 25% aura. So now we're actually above that 200%. If you use Shadow Seraph, again, you're above that 200%. And then if you use something like a Sanctuary, again, you're above that 200%. Now going over from here, the pip conversion is at a whopping 688. That's a lot of pip conversion. I don't know if I noticed anything, but I guess it helps. I guess it helps. And then, for the power pip rating, And this is when it comes to the technical side. We have 100% power pip rating on the dot. That's crazy that it's on the dot. Now, if you're missing power pips, of course, you can utilize one of your triangle sockets, and you can basically just put like a 10% power pip opal thing in there. So now you're already above the 100%, but it took me so long to make this build. I'm going to cry. I've been a healer for years, and it just feels amazing, you know? For the shadow rating, it's at 124. I honestly don't care much about shadow pip rating anymore. I don't really care about shadow pips anymore. I do care about arc mastery rating, and it's at 192. The base is 128, and then it's going to be a plus 64 with our deck. So you'll notice that you're getting an increased like school pip flow, right? So that pretty much ends it for my entire heal build of Richard Unicorn Crawler level 160. Of course, you can make it 10 times better. And I hope you do. I hope everybody makes this like 50 times better. As long as you're healing your teammates and helping out with the team, then that's pretty good to me personally, right? I love healing. I love life magic. Been playing this character for years. But yeah, questionable amount of years. But yeah, it's just a fun little build. Let me know what you guys think about it. And again, you can make this 50 times better, of course. And yeah, that pretty much wraps it up for the build video. I know it was a long one, but hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Piece by piece, everything is precise. I don't want to level up no more pets. I don't want to grind it no more dungeons. I'm done. I don't want to do no more. I'm tired. And yeah, I'm done with that. I'll talk to you guys later, and yeah, peace out.